There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM. With over 140 channels in your vehicle, your all-access trial includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on now.
Hey guys, what's going on? Ben Wu here. Welcome to CMA Connected on this Friday lunch, our learning session. And on the agenda today, it's all about batteries, battery performance. And as you saw from that little clip earlier, we're going to have a 30-minute session just to talk about XS Power, which recently was announced, now being distributed by our friends at Importel. So, XS Power has been a brand that is pretty recognized when it comes to performance batteries and battery solutions. Lots of technology to talk about, lithium technology, so on and so forth. But to get the show underway, of course, we're going to have our friends at Importel, and with them will be Kelly Holly, of course, joining me. What's going on, Kelly?
Hey, man. How you doing today? It's all good.
Oh, it's Friday, man.
It's Friday. It's going to be heading into a nice weekend. At least it's going to be warm again.
Well, at least for some parts of the country, not all of us get to have that Southern Canadian temperature, but that's okay. That's okay. We're March by Monday, so that's not
exactly perfect time to release a new announcement about XS Power batteries.
Man, I'll tell you, when the snow starts melting, the juices start flowing. Because
Absolutely.
We start thinking about car audio, we start thinking about souping up stuff, getting the bigger jobs in, and we want to be well equipped. And first of all, before we start, I want to give you the props and a little knuckle crunch for this whole setup you got going on. The background, the new mic, the shirt, very, very, very clean. So good job, Kelly.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, man. So we're talking XS Power. We saw the announcement come through, about 2 weeks ago that you guys have picked it up. Is that a line that you've been thinking about for some time now?
Yeah, we've been in pursuit of XS Power for probably about 6 to 8 months now. We started the conversation, and then unfortunately we had a little hiccup throughout this year, and we put the brakes on. But we're finally extremely pleased to have made it a partnership with XS Power and being able to offer their batteries in Canada to our audio dealers.
Well, if you look at the Importel lineup, right, you pretty much have every category checked off, as far as accessories, 12-volt security, driver safety, audio. And how could you not have a battery? So I think the choice is clear. And we're going to have Shawn Mayo, who's an expert from Team XS Power, joining us today to kind of share his knowledge so that we can get the folks listening a little bit more information about this entire lineup of performance batteries. So why don't we bring Shawn on?
Absolutely.
All right, so Mr. Shawn Mayo from Team XS Power reporting live from Knoxville, Tennessee. How you doing, sir?
Doing great. How you guys doing? It's glad to be on CMA.
All right, man. So CMA, man, we're all about Canadian Mobile Audio. We got Kelly from Importel up with us, and really exciting news that we're going to have a specialist distributor like Importel have your products. Maybe we could start real quick by talking about a little bit about the XS Power history. Like, how long has the company been around? Has it always been in the battery business? Why don't you give us shed some light on that topic for us?
Sure. So XS Power was started about 15 to 16 years ago. The owner, Scotty Johnson, had founded the company back then. It started off as a pretty much strictly AGM company, specializing in performance batteries, performance AGM batteries, basically based on racing and maybe some audio. Obviously, we developed a lot of experience in the audio market quite heavily. And then, of course, we developed with racing We've also slowly developed power sports, marine, industrial, as well as OEM applications as well, or anything that a user identifies as a need. We consider ourselves very agile in the way that we can move and navigate and pivot quickly to help a certain customer base, or any customer base that calls on us for assistance with fulfilling a need. And that's honestly one of our biggest ways that we became successful. Since then, we've sort of branched more into the lithium market, more into the super bank / ultra capacitor market. Both of those are huge markets in all across the audio, power sports, marine, racing. All of those have different opportunities in them. Since then, we've continued to sign distributors, we've continued to sign dealers, and we've just continued to grow. Thanks to people like Importel for distributing our products and being a great image of what a distribution company should look like and what it should be. We're really excited to have a partnership with Importel for this year, especially to push this into Canada with some of our new and innovative products with their know-how.
All right. So, I mean, Kelly, I'm going to ask you the question. What was it about Excess Power that, really drew your attention, and how did you envision that, coming into your lineup?
We looked at the Excess Power as a complete line of batteries. So it gave us the ability to move into, as Shawn put it, different market segments other than just the audio type of product. We're now going to adventure more into a starting battery, lithium, super bank capacitors. So we are able, and saying that, it spans also into different market segments other than just automotive. Power sports, marine, commercial. It just gives us a larger audience to play with in the Canadian market.
What are you seeing as far as request or demand or feedback from dealers with regards to batteries right now, Kelly?
Since taking on Excess Power, it actually has, I think, put us a little bit more in focus as a battery type distributor. Versus just a rear storage type battery distributor. That's what we had. We had previously. We still have another brand of rear batteries, but this gives us a larger product offering for our dealer base. Lots of calls, already selling through products, moving out of the building. We're already reordering, and we're only a week and a half, 2 weeks in, and we already have to place an order with Excess Power on their batteries. So.
Oh, very cool. Well, you see, I put up the digits on the bottom of the screen. If you're looking for some Excess Power product, obviously contact Importel. But while I got Shawn on the line, I'd like to ask Shawn a question. What are you seeing from a manufacturer level when you think about Canada as a market, or demands or trends that you see coming through across your desk?
From what I've seen so far, and obviously Kelly's kind of helped us navigate these things, is Kelly has kind of shown us that the time frame for a lot of audio market due to the seasons being so different here, that there's a very hard peak season, and then there can be a small layoff of, especially due to weather. This is obviously something pretty new to us down here, because in some areas of our country we can have 70-degree plus weather Fahrenheit pretty much the entire year. Kelly's also helped us realize that there's a lot of audio markets that we didn't know were in Canada, a lot of places that we had no idea existed, a lot of racing markets as well that are just as strong as they are here, but to be honest, they may not receive the amount of attention because they're not in the United States, they're in Canada. So obviously the publication, the media is looked at differently up there because they're advertising up there, and United States is advertising down here. So a lot of that, Kelly's kind of helped us, along with all a distributor in Canada, of getting an idea of what that market looks like. Obviously, Kelly can speak more to what that market is exactly going to look like in a year or two when they really start branching out quickly, which they've already done an amazing job in a month of this renew of kind of beginning this whole process of really pushing that name and the other brands into Canada. And then we'll kind of be able to skim down what we see as a true trend and what we see as true habits that other customers are going to be going towards.
All right. Well, I had a time to take a look at that, the website, and go through a little bit the catalog. And obviously the catalog is quite vast. It is developed into multiple series with multiple applications. And on today's Connected, we only have about 20-30 minutes to go through everything. So we're not going to go deep. But I really want to give you the opportunity, Shawn, to maybe talk to us about what are some of the key performers that you have right now in the product line. I know we have a couple images that we can show, and maybe we can walk through real quick some of the key features and benefits of each of those lines, if you don't mind.
Sure.
All right, so let's go ahead and bring this up. Maybe we start with, I know, Kelly, you were pretty excited to talk about this product here, and it's the XP series. So, Kelly, maybe you would start actually. Why you think this is such a key item that we have to take a closer look at?
Well, we're looking for the XP series as a storage battery. We look at because of its manufacturing, it's a reduced weight. Amp hours are as much or more, and a smaller chassis size. So it's nice and convenient for guys that are trying to add multiples or even singles of these in the vehicle, in the trunk area or rear compartment storage areas.
All right. What could you add to that, Shawn, as far as the XS bar? I mean, this has got to be a popular series for you guys.
So the XP series especially is very popular in the marine world. It's very popular in storage world. It's very popular in off-grid. We get a lot of call for these in RV type applications, solar, and anybody living off-grid that doesn't have, obviously, that needs power without being able to replenish it. Kind of what Kelly was saying is that this battery is perfect for that because it does offer the cost effectiveness of having a higher amp hour density rating, but still being able to provide the power that's needed. Obviously, it doesn't provide the cranking amp ability that a D series would. So that's obviously a great distinction, but that also allows Importel to offer it at a better price that makes more sense to the end user.
Okay. Obviously, something that I think it reaches more markets for the type of application it is. But if we step up to the next series here, which I have lined up, is the D series. What separates that from what we saw before now?
So the D series works really well, pretty much all across the board. The D series is honestly probably what founded our audio market. The D series is great for initial discharge. It's very common for under the hood in most vehicles in the United States. It is our best seller. Right off the top of my head, it's right around 80. It's right around 80 amp hour. It's less than 50 pounds, and I have yet to find a vehicle in the United States that is a 12-volt vehicle that's what you would call almost like a daily driver that this cannot start. It does extremely well compared to its competitors in cranking amperage, amp hour, the size wise of it. We also use 99.9% virgin lead acid, so it's going to recover better, it's going to charge better, it's going to last longer, and it truly is a titan of the AGMs, and it proves that AGMs can still be relevant even when we see a lot of people talking about lithium and things like that. AGM is still relevant, is still so useful, and the technology behind the D3400, with every year a new model comes out with new revisions, a new model comes out, just like cars, everything becomes new. We constantly work on how can we improve the products, how can we improve this same battery, and this is a culmination of that, of the last 15 years of work.
This sounds to me that is a tried, tested, and true platform for you guys. Is this something that you encourage dealers to take a real close look at, Kelly?
Yes, and especially in our marketplace, when if you're trying to stay in the AGM battery market, and you actually are looking for a starting component, that would be our go-to piece. Especially in markets in Canada where we get fairly cold weather, as we talked about earlier. This one does have very nice cranking amps, which will accommodate that colder weather we run into in our Canadian weather.
You bring up a very important point, and I have the manufacturer with us, so I'm going to ask him straight up. Shawn, can this handle our Canadian winters? Because let's be honest, it gets pretty darn cold out here.
You can put me on the record saying yes. Kelly, in fact, Kelly kind of screamed in the very beginning when we first started conversing again about bringing excess power products really deep into Canada through a true distribution network, is that Kelly really, in a good way, he wanted to understand the idea of, okay, if this thing is in negative 20-degree weather, is this going to start or is it going to just play dead? And we tested these ourselves. We've had other customers that have had them pretty much frozen solid, and they worked. So yes, it's meant to be in the Canadian world.
Well, you heard it here first, Kelly. There's the manufacturer backing it up, because I'm sure everybody listening is going to have that on their mind. You know, if you're going to spend the money for a premium battery, you want to know that it performs in the environment that that we live in currently and our customers live in. So very good. So let's transition a little bit. I mean, AGM, great, we get it. But you mentioned at the top of the hour, Shawn, that obviously the collection and the products have now expanded into lithium technology. I want to hear, before I get to Shawn, Kelly, what is your thoughts on lithium technology and its demand and its place in the market right now as it stands? Because lithium has been out for a bit now, but what I've seen, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, there's starting to be more of an offering, and the prices have come down a little bit. So I'd like to hear what you have to say about lithium batteries right now, Kelly.
So starting into the lithium market, we thought we were going to do a lot of the basically superbank capacitors and the Titan 8 type product for audio. In the 2 weeks, we've got almost as much call for factory replacements, like in BMWs, Mercs, that have lithium currently in it that need to be replaced. And the cost of the replacement battery in the OEM world from BMW is much higher than the aftermarket lithium replacement. That kind of opened my eyes. I didn't expect to see that marketplace as fast as we did in, like I said, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks of this. And we've had several calls on that type of application as well. So that's one of the things that opened my eyes to lithium, and where it may go, not just into the audio world that we thought we were going to play in.
Yeah, so that's interesting insight. So you're saying OE replacement as an option for some of the vehicles. I didn't even know vehicles were coming with lithium batteries. So thanks for shedding that light. Now, what about car audio specific? Like I got, for example, look, I put up, we got Vasily up here. He's hardcore car audio head, right? And he's only using lithiums in his car. Is there a demand for that? Have you seen a demand for that for some of those more hardcore car audio guys?
From our standpoint, yes. That's one of the reasons we started, reaching out to Excess Power and moving in that direction, because we had current dealers that were already asking for it. So we researched with these dealers, decided what was going to make sense and what batteries we wanted to transition into or look at bringing into our building, and Excess Power made all the sense, especially with the amount of girth and product offerings they had. So it is in the audio world, and a lot of these guys with big systems, they're not using one, they're using two Titans and a superbank. They're using multiple of lithium batteries in one installation to keep up with what they're doing in their car power demands.
So I'm gonna go to Shawn here. So we're talking lithium, and I want to spend the next 10 minutes talking about lithium because it's important. It's a lot of people have questions about it. A lot of people are curious about it. Not everybody is on board with it yet. So what have you seen since getting into the lithium category, Shawn, that's been the biggest game changer right now for you guys, before we talk about some of the products you have?
So we came out obviously with a few different lithium lineups that can, that have obviously what I consider revolutionized the lithium industry for what our purposes are. Since then, we've obviously seen a lot of change with lithium being relatively new. You're seeing a lot of progress in all fronts of, the biggest obstacle being under the hood. Somebody would spend, a certain amount of money on a lithium product, but then they'd be like, well, I can't put this under my hood, can I? They would have to worry about relocating the battery. Relocate the battery to a place where the heat is not going to be a limiting factor of its performance, which on previous chemistries and previous models of lithium, that's true. With a severe heat, they could shorten the lifespan of a lithium very bad. And, there's also been things such as it requires a specific charger, a specific voltage set point, specific alternator amperages. There was a lot of limitations on the previous models of lithium, not just from us, but from the entire industry of lithium as a whole. And as we continue to evolve, we've sort of been moving away from that. We've kind of sort of checked off all these boxes that were issues. For example, we've checked off the box of, okay, well, I can't use it under the hood. For example, we checked off that box. You can put this under the hood.
Is that a real battery, or is this just a demo shell?
Yes, this is a real one. Now, this one is a little bit of a special case. This one is a 6500. What you'll see this one in And you can reach out to your guys at Importel if you have any questions as far as fitment. But what this one is this one is a 6500, which means most of the dual battery diesels are going to have a similar size to this. A lot of your industrial people that you interact with that have several trucks, like battery trucks, whatever the case may be, are using 2 of this size. So it's the direct fit in. As you can see, it takes connect terminals at the top, just like how you would connect your other battery. It's a direct drop in for that BCI size you're currently using. This is offered in, I believe, 12 or more models currently. That's BCI sizes. So there's many across the board that you can use.
So
that was one of the biggest things.
Before you go too far, if you could bring that back real quick for us, Shawn. That right there, I mean, that's a real battery. Just obviously the weight is a tremendous weight savings. The way he's handling that, that's why I thought it was a demo and not even a real battery. But
Yeah,
what are some of the other benefits of lithium? That's, I guess, what I want. Either Kelly or Shawn could answer that. Yeah.
So we take a lot of pride in our products. Obviously, we believe our products are the best out there, and I will stand behind that. As you can see, there's a little emblem right there. I know it's probably hard to see, but it says "Made in the USA." Our lithium is made in the USA. That's a big deal to us. We love making it here. These are assembled daily here in Knoxville, Tennessee. The workers obviously come in each and every day and feed their families off this. And, we think of ourselves as a big family. So, we love the idea of being able to make our products in-house. Another one of the reasons why we like this one is because it can run with AGMs. It can run with what I would call another AGM version. You can combine them. Another great thing is that it runs on a stock alternator charging voltage. So there's no reason to kick your voltage up to 15 plus to run and support one of these. This model is good up to 14.8 volts, so if you've got a car that's PCM controlled, like the newer technology, a lot of them are, and they only charge to 13.5, that's perfectly fine with this. You're not going to hurt it. That's perfectly within its specs. Another good thing is that it can actually take an AGM charger. You don't have to get a specific charger with this model to be able to use it, which is obviously a big change that's happened. And one of the reasons why this is such a crazy good product that just came out, that is the future. The future of lithium is this right here.
Kelly, I'm sorry, I cut you off earlier. I know you had a comment to make there about this.
No, we were just commenting. I was just going to comment on, Shawn touched on it, like, we don't have to upgrade alternator systems or charging systems. And I was going to touch on the weight as well. Those are 2 big factors when you go from that 6,500 is probably 100+ pound battery. And what is it there, Shawn? 30 pounds, 25 pounds?
Yeah, it's probably, I'm going to shoot high and say 15.
So 15 pounds of battery.
Wow.
Compared to the 100+ pound of battery that you had in your vehicle previously. So it's a big advantage in weight.
In so many situations too, right? We're thinking car audio, we're talking, but in motorsports, right? Boating, whatever it is that you're doing, weight savings are always a plus. Now, Shawn, that one there, we were talking about an application that has to do with under the hood. I believe there's another Titanate model, which I wanted you to show, which is very, I found the design absolutely genius. I'd like you to bring that up and talk about the difference between that Titanate model and the one that you just showed right now.
Sure. So this is the original. This is the one that I would consider that started it all. It was the one in the video. It's the one everybody's been talking about. It's the one that, a lot of people are calling and asking questions about. It's the newest thing. There's nothing near it. It's the most, it's the most advanced lithium technology to date. And this is her. So this is a Power S5. It's got the same general label, made in the USA. Our excess power logo on this side. The wattage rating is over here. Some general information. You can see it's got, excuse my fingerprints. You can see the Titanate label on top. You can see your negative and your positive terminals. This is conventional style battery post. Now, these come out like normal. These are actually the same post that are on the conventional battery, so all your connections would transfer over. What's really cool about this is you don't have to use these. Say you're trying to make it look nice and clean with nothing on top. Check these out.
Hidden battery posts under. Wow.
So these are 4 positive and 4 negative oversized 1-aught cable connectors. As you can see, when you want to connect them,
cool. So the wiring would be vertical parallel to the side of the battery, so you can make it nice and clean.
A lot of people in the States are using these on vanishing battery racks, to where all you see is the battery sitting there and they look floating. There's nothing connected to them, but yet they're powering everything. So they're running wires up underneath. And when you get one of these, for example, you'll receive some information on regarding like the cutout sheet. So you'll get a full cutout sheet on laid on the ground, or laid on whatever you're going to.
Oh, we just lost
on this one.
Shawn,
what you're going to do is,
Shawn, if you don't mind backing up.
You would sit on the piece of wood wherever you're going to cut,
yep.
And then you're just going to basically drill the holes where it says to drill them.
Shawn, if you don't mind backing up 1 minute, we just had a little bug there, and that's super important what you're talking about. So you were talking about it comes with a cutaway sheet. If you could just start back from there. Oh, can you hear us? You hear us, Shawn?
Hello?
Hello, hello. Oh, that was super important. That was super important what he was saying there too. I want to make sure.
Yeah. So what Shawn was talking about was it comes with an actual cutout sheet that's available for the installer to actually lay it on whatever he's making and use it to cut and fit perfectly into an amp rack or into a a side panel or whatever he's doing in that vehicle at that time.
I find that super unique, Kelly, that Excess Power has actually thought about the presentation of the install of their batteries, not just the performance, but the install option now that you have and incorporate. I mean, you have to go out of your way to design that. You know what I mean? And I think that that's going to open up. I mean, you guys tell us from what you saw. I saw that Frank Pellegrino said, "Wow, from an installer standpoint, now you're dealing with options of how you want to, work them in." And I know he's going to come back and he's going to show us how you can actually set them side by side, which is why they designed that kind of offset hidden pillars connector system. Or he's coming back with us right now. Let's get him back on because I'm sure he wants to talk about that. Hey, Shawn, do you hear us? You just got to turn your mute back on so we can hear you. There you go, buddy.
Sorry, but we're having some inclement weather here in Tennessee.
Oh, that's okay. This is what happens with live. But Kelly was just filling us in on that design of the post and how it comes with a template. But I wanted you to continue from that point on, where you could show how the installation options differ with that design.
Sure. So with this design here, you can see you've got these right here, these ends. Little what I would call oval aluminum ends. Now what you're going to do is, this is how you connect them together. Say you've got two of them.
Oh, we were doing so good.
We're losing them again.
I know, there must be a thunderstorm going through.
Yeah.
So,
but so as he's saying there, you see the little oval silvers on the sides?
Yes.
And then the little piece he's showing as the connector. That is the actual joiner piece that you can join two Titan-8s together. And you can piggyback multiple of these together and make it look like one single large battery and have a nice clean cutout with them all in one spot in the vehicle.
And that's without even using the actual post on the top, right, Kelly?
Absolutely. Don't even have to touch the post on the top still. Everything can be hidden underneath these batteries still and have multiple.
Oh, look, it comes with the plates, the cover. It's all branded.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right. Let's go see. Oh, we can hear you again, Shawn.
Thank goodness.
All right.
There you go.
All right. So,
and that's an actual battery too that weighs approximately what, 8-9 pounds on that one.
Yep. I think the weight is between 8 to 10. Don't quote me. But it's
8 to 10 pounds on that battery.
You can tell by the way he's holding it.
Now, what we're noticing a lot of users do is they are using these as their main connectors, and then if they want to charge it, they just connect it on top. They just use some banana clip.
Right. Charging purpose only. I'm going to give you guys a shot here of that product shot. That's it right there, Titan-8 Plus. Super clean design, innovative connectors, so on and so forth. All right. So I'm going to put this back in like this. All right. So listen, we've kind of, given a brief overview of everything that's, as far as hot sellers right now with Power XS. Kelly, listen, Industry Week's coming up. I'm guessing that we're going to go a little bit deeper on this product line and get everybody up to date on what's going on. Maybe have Shawn back so we can get a little bit more technical with us.
Absolutely. We have an hour session on Industry Week during our day on March 23rd. We're going to dive deeper into the technical side of these batteries
Yes.
and their applications, and give our dealer base a little better perspective of how they can use these and what applications they can put them in.
No doubt we have the right guy too. Shawn seems very knowledgeable, and he can definitely answer any of the questions. Hey, Shawn, I want to take this time to thank you for joining us today on the CMA Connected. We look forward to seeing you during Industry Week and learning a lot more about excess power batteries. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
so much,
Shawn.
guys.
Thanks for coming on, man.
All right. So there you have it, Kelly. Excess power, Importel digits down there. It's really cool. I have to admit, like batteries were not always cool thing. Batteries were usually just a cumbersome thing that you're like,
They're just big and heavy, and you had to find a place for them.
You have to find place for them. I got to spend money on all these batteries. They're weigh a ton, and it was just not a happy place to be or talk about for so long. But I got to say, with lithium though, it's a game changer.
Yeah, it's definitely a game changer. It's moving in a whole different direction from where it was to even 5 years ago. So yeah, we're excited to dive into this market and grow our partnership with Excess Power and see where we go over the next 5-10 years.
Yeah, man. I got one question I'm going to bring up. I'm pretty sure you can answer this one from Dalen Supple. He's asking, did I hear correctly that you can run the lithium with an AGM starting battery?
Yes, you can. You can run the Titan 8 series that he showed you with an AGM battery, and you can actually use your stock charging system and an AGM charger with that as well.
Very good. Kelly, it's been a hoot.
It's been a blast as usual, Ben.
As usual, we're going to have a lot of these throughout the season, and of course, Industry Week, we're going to be spending a lot of time together. But for now, thanks for joining us, and we'll be talking soon.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Ben.
All right. Kelly Hawley from Importel and Shawn Mayo from Excess Power. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Of course, I'm going to put up our digits down here. If you want to get a hold of us, reach out to us by email or check us out on our website. Man, I got to take the time. Let's see what's going on. All right. First and foremost, we'll be back on Monday. Hope everybody has a good weekend. But we are back on Monday with another CMA Connected, where we'll have 12-volt specialist brand Fortin. Jean-Paul Raymond will be with us on Monday. And oh God, I got to put this up. This is huge. You hear us talking about it. You heard Kelly reference it. March 22nd, April 1st is CMA Industry Week. It's the first time we're doing this. We're going to be streaming live to Facebook, YouTube, and our website. Early next week, look out, guys, for another press release and a full schedule. I mean, when I say schedule, I mean broken down. All the content you want to see, all the content you want to watch. We got all the biggest distributors on board with us: Importel, BB Distribution, Automobility, Gemsen, Trends Electronics, MSC, even Sobel, and much, much more. Lots of manufacturers and so on and so forth. All that will be revealed to you early next week, hopefully Monday, Tuesday. But stay tuned for that. Hey, guys, it's been a hoot. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Once again, thank you for joining us on the CMA Connected. Until next time, we connect.